The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. Let's have some fun. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Write it down. Do you have a tablet and pen so I can begin? If not, go get it. Now, I'm live 6 days a week having fun helping people like you, getting to million to billion. Hey, if I can do it, so can you. Come on. Now, there's no pictures. There's no recording. Well, I said so. It's also against the law because I said so and did my disclaimer. But I want it here, information there. That's the goal. Now, you can play with me Monday through Friday on the credit hour. Saturday, I got classes all through the day. I like goodies. You like goodies too? Now, let's understand my life is very simple. Rags to riches. Can you believe it? My mommy didn't want me. Damn, she put me in a trash can. I got to be with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. She even gave me a girl's name because she didn't want me to. Kind of pissed me off going to school with a girl's name. But I learned like the boy named Sue. You know what happened? Your journey today can begin with me if you write it down and play, because I want you to win the game of business. I wrote that 45 years ago. Look behind the curtain, understand how to play, and that way you get past go. Now let's understand something today. It's very simple. If you sit there doing the same damn thing every day, guess what happens? The same thing. The problem with most people, half of you are lazy, the other half have to get off your assets and go get it. Act like the building's on fire, all right? And understand what that means. So those reruns you keep having every day, I think you should stop them right away. I think we got to do something different. Get up every morning an hour earlier. Now, I need you to understand, all right? My name is Ray Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit. Build billions of dollars of credit for people. I've been helping people literally for 45 years. I incorporated rich and famous, Clippers, Lakers, and all kinds of stuff, even Dodgers too, even some Angels. You know what's really weird about the credit system? You don't know how to play. So I'm going to explain things to you a little bit today. And I know on Tickety Talk it says you can do credit repair. That's a fraud. And I'll show you the law on that too. Let's take out our personal cards. Let's put a sticky in the back of the card. Let's write the limit of the card. Let's maintain 25% always and never pass 29%. You see, the problem, what happens with you, you keep doing this because you didn't know the rules and tools, how to play. So let's understand something. If you did this on these two cards, this is 100,000. That means you get 71,000 of safety. That's the line of defense. So remember, TRW, the report's wrong, Thomas Raymond Woolridge became literally Aspirian in 96. Because Aspirian being indicted so much and being hacked all the time, they moved to Dublin, Ireland years ago. So let's understand. When I wrote this and kind of designed it for Yarborough when he was at TRW, the goal was to balance your debt. So you have all cards but two that use this rule, good, fair, or no. So we get to play, and the NACB certified me, and that's the ultimate goal. So let's look at a corporation, what I did for me. Okay, I'm being used and abused by Mrs. Hope. I'm 7.5 years old, and they said at one of their poker games, a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. All right, what I didn't pay attention to is it may sue or be sued. I learned that the hard way. Now, what did I do? I went down to the Torrance Police Department. Next door is a library. Ma'am, what does this mean? She walked away. She was rude. She came back 5 to 10 minutes later. Here's a marker face. Here's a bag. She was a real bee. I read the bag, and I didn't get what I wanted. See, here's the problem. You've been looking for the blueprint all your life. By the way, I'm your blueprint if you pay attention. Now, what did I do? I had to go back to the library for 2 years. At 9.5 years old, I sent away $10 money order to the Secretary of State of California. Okay, I wanted to see if it would work. I'm mowing yards, selling seeds, clackers in the yards and all that stuff, and this is just my life. So I'm trying to get out of hell. I got a corporation and came back. All right, it's very simple. It is named Helping Hand Industries. It's no problem. Okay, now next in the mail, I got 100,000 on credit cards. They came in the mail. It's like, are you kidding me? See, back in the 70s and 80s, you get credit cards in the mail, personal business. Unfortunately, a bunch of stupid people use their SSN, and now Biden wants to do a federal credit bureau and get rid of all the ones we have today. But he's such a dinosaur, he can't even remember his name anyway. But the reality is very simple. At 12.5 years old, I got named in a lawsuit. It scared the crap out of me. See, I didn't realize that the word Braille was owned by the Braille Institution. I started one of the first Orange County Blind Centers. So I had to figure out a way I don't bring the pain home like you. So what did I do? I set up division process. I created that in 85, 86. As we play, the goal is to never bring the pain home. So understand, when I was a little boy, all the grown-ups kept saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, what does that mean? The problem is they didn't know what it meant. All the grown-ups kept going, me, like this. So let's understand something today. Okay, if they sue a corporation, if you have one, they're going to sue the corp, they're going to sue you. That's the ultimate goal. So I want you to understand about division process. Now, if you have an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation, come January, the Treasury Department is going to kick your assets. So when you see you get an LLC and this lady says she's an attorney on TikTok or this and that, doing the Macarena, that's all BS. All right, the truth is very simple. In the beginning, it doesn't matter what type of corporation, it matters how you receive money under the SS4. So the next thing is put your ducks in a row. The reality is that's what they said when I was a kid, and I asked what it meant. I couldn't get an answer to that, so I created a corp in entities. This is how you get to $1 million, and you never bring the pain home. As we play, the honesty is very simple. I'm honest and I'm blunt. I don't pull punches, sorry, don't take anything personal. But if you basically understand, I'm going to tell it like it is. If you follow stupid, you did stupid, you're not stupid. But I build millionaires. If you want to be next, let me know. The ultimate goal, I'm the Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. I will tell you what to do, and I will treat you like you're 2 years old. Please don't take it personally, but the goal is to make sure you know how never to bring the pain home. I've been helping generation after generation. From there, my foolproof program is very simple. As we do this today, I help rich and famous people. I help them all the time, even college professors, and even homeless people living in their car for 3 years. We get to play the game, we get to win. Even people in prison, we got to help them, like Ricky Ross. This is free Ray, Dicky Ross, gold and platinum cards. Thomas in prison for 26 years, within 6 months, credit in a brand new dump truck business. Ultimate goal. Your thing is you didn't learn the rules and the tools. You probably got your SS5, SSN at 14 to 16 years old like I did. See, in 34, all right, Franklin D. Roosevelt had the Gold Reserve Act. He confiscated it, called it Fort Knox. They didn't have to bond us, but in 71, Nixon canceled the Gold Act because they're printing more money than they have gold. So what did they do? They took every mama at the hospital. They said the hospital, federally mandated, you must hand a woman an SS5 form for the SSN within 2 hours of the baby being born before they get out of the hospital. All right, so the reality is mommies did it for most people too. So again, what do we have to learn to do? The biggest mistake made by most people in the United States is not understanding SS5 is SSN Social Security number. You get one to create your 1040 tax return. It's we the people, it's tax, and probate till we're dead. Then we look at the SS4. So if we did this today, SSN, SS4, this means tax, probate till we're dead. When we die, the time of death is for the state and federal government. But here we pay tax, we get the leftover to live on. The SS4, no taxes due until you're profitable. So the reality is you can learn to play the game and win. Line 1 says legal name of entity or individual person. So as we play this game, SS5 equals SSN and 1040. As we play, SS4 equals 1120, known as a tax return and a tax ID. So understand, you never had to bring the pain home in the first place. Truly a second chance. The ultimate goal, if you're one of those people that don't pay tax returns, file them or pay taxes, then you're a fraudster. You got to just go to prison like Wesley Snipes did. You can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. So if you learn the 1244 program the IRS offers, you can go under the 1244 and irs.gov. What does this do? It allows you and the corporation to file one tax return called single filing, and you almost never pay tax. And that's the ultimate goal. So there, the lack of knowledge is why people make stupid decisions and do stupid things. So here, 5 reasons you want credit always under the corporation. Not only it's free money, it's a write-off, you don't hurt your family, and then you can create divisions for the line of defense. And you can build a legacy that basically you can let your family take over when we die. So I call it free money. If I take $50,000 out of a corporate credit card, I get to basically do what? Write it all off. The average person weighs $600 a month, and that's what that payment would be. You can learn to be an investor. 16 ways to become an investor. It's an opportunity your corporation builds what's called residual income. You know, maybe you do properties, franchise, storage units. I turn people in programs to make millions and billions. Again, you stop where you want to stop. That's up to you as we play the game. I always say you can buy your income. You know, you have to spend $100 a week, all right, because the average person weighs $50 every other day. You become a corporate millionaire. But what happens is if we took $100 a week, we build it up and away, and you have to do your homework that I tell you to do. Within usually about 90 days, you have 5,000 to 15,000 of credit, and that's the ultimate goal. So then you can get more and more from there. Flipping properties. I had a problem. At 17 and a half, I had 19 properties. I was doing flippity-dippity-doos and having fun. But then I found out, you know, working my tail off for 50,000 was crap. Dealing with contractors, subcontractors, lien releases, and mechanics liens, and all these lying sack of doo-doos most construction people are, not all of them, but some of them, probably half of them. But the bottom line is I didn't like it anymore. At 21, I wanted to become the bank. So I transferred my properties to my divisions. And I learned something, and I taught myself how to create something. All right, never to sell a property, but to become the bank if I sell it. Why not be the banker for 30 years for that person? And that's what I did. As an example, dissecting an apartment complex, split deeding, and becoming the bank. So that allows you to do what's called an assignment of mortgage. You might want to write it down too, because every one of your biggest mistakes, every one of you didn't build residual income. I don't understand why you didn't do that. Example, nice lady. Her husband's my client for 20 plus years. He gets COVID. He says he's going to die. God rest his soul. He did die. All right. He says, Ray, would you keep an eye on my wife, please? What do you mean keep an eye on her? Well, if she does anything about it, at least take a phone call or two. Okay. She calls. She says she's going to basically sell her house, give the money to her son for his business, and go live with her daughter. I said, your husband told me to keep an eye on you a little bit, and you're supposed to stay in the house that he built you. Yeah, but I said, stop. Why don't we do a reverse mortgage? The only thing you have to pay is the taxes. Let's leverage that, reference 3 times 5, and create $3 million. And that's what she did. Okay. From there, her corporation with 2 divisions got a franchise and apartment complex managed by a third party. She does well over $100,000 a month and stays in the house that her husband built her. See, your problem, you didn't build residual income, which you should have. Real estate system, financial system. If you want a copy, literally today it's $2.99. If it is a Zelle, Ray Reynolds recipient, Ray at racecredit.com, RW when you Zelle, and explain your name and phone number too. From there, United States of America. They got 50 corporations. 50 corporations, they call them states. States got cities, corporations, and then they created Chapter 9 bankruptcy. So I want to show you what they did is they planned that there's a problem. They bankrupted 11 cities so far. You could have played the same game too, as long as you have no intent to do fraud. We the people, corporation's a legal person. So we get to play, and I want you to write down division of me. Line 1 says legal name of entity or individual person. So understand something very simple. Line 1, person name, corporate name, all right, division name, subsidiary. If you allow me to build your corporate umbrella, all right, I like to hold your hand to get you to million to billion, but you have to let me play with you too. So as we play, give you an example like a car. Here's a Lamborghini part of the collection, $6,800 a month. Here's the keys, boom, boom. Now here's my problem. I don't want to bring the pain home. What if I couldn't pay it? I always play that what if game. So what did I do? I got no intent to do fraud. So I put it in a division when I bought it in the first place. I showed you SSN, SS4, correct? So I guarantee through SS4. So this is what we're allowed to do. You see, if I don't pay the money, they're going to take it away, and the creditor's going to report it to my personal credit. I'll end up having shitty credit. And then they'll report it to the IRS as a 1099-C. So now I got an IRS problem and double shitty credit. If I buy it to the corporation, they sue the corp, they sue me. I'm still a duck and a sheep. So if I do it my way through the division process, which I did, I can do the 3-step. I got no intent to do fraud, but I have the ability to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put that piece over here while I maintain my corp and my pieces and all the other companies in my family. See, your whole job should have been protect the corp with division process and your family. Instead, you brought the pain home because you allowed yourself to be one. That kind of sucks. So here, if I can't save it in 6 months, under the Federal Protection Act, I get to bankrupt the piece, throw the sucker away, and never bring the pain to the corp or my family. When you sign a lease, it's called a division process. When you do real estate, each real estate piece should be a division. You don't know who's going to fall and sue you and screw you up too. Money. All this silly stuff you see on TikTok, Google, and YouTube about LLC, C Corp, stop. All that matters is how you receive the money. Money coming to SS4, you're not taxable till you're profitable. In other words, you're allowed to pay your bills first. Corporate cash credit, you can daisy chain it. One card can literally get 99 more, up to $100 million. That's how you finance the dream, because you don't have the money to do it. And you're not going to win the lottery or get a raise. Your choice is up to you. Mary's nice. Mary called one day. She said, Ray, my credit's all screwed up and I got sued and all this other stuff. So I listened to Mary's little sad story. All right, we all have sad stories. I don't think anybody really cares, but I took the time because I actually care about people trying to help her. Mary basically did one thing. She's Ivy League education. She married her high school sweetheart. They got 2 kids, a cat, dog, and a fish. She got the American dream, doing 100,000 plus a month, or year, sorry. From there, she wanted to start a restaurant. So she got the restaurant in the corporation, no problem. She hired the CPA and the attorney. And the reality is she jacked up her card. She said, and asked the question to both, well, what happened to my credit? See, they had no idea what the hell they're really doing. They listened, they signed the lease, they looked at the lease, and then on top of that, they basically looked at anything else in the agreements, how to receive money in the bank. That's it. So here's the problem with Mary. Not only did she jack up her cards, but she signed the lease and guaranteed it for 10 years. When the restaurant didn't work during the pandemic, and she had to file bankruptcy here, that, many or the building and the owners, they sued her. They got a judgment, they stole her house. Her husband divorced her in 3 weeks. He says, I didn't sign up for that. So I want you to understand, the division process and knowing stand and balance your debt, all these pieces work in conjunction. So Mary, I needed to rebuild her. Rebuilding the credit's not as difficult, but when they sue you, screw you because you defaulted on a lease for 10 years, it's like, what do we do next? Mary should have let me teach how to be a CFO. In other words, the restaurant should have been leased under the division of a corporation in case it didn't work out. She didn't do that, so I had to repackage her my way. So I want you to stop bringing the pain, all of you, and learn to be a certified CFO. Building a corporate umbrella makes sense to me. Hopefully it'll make sense to you. Eventually you'll fire yourself. The vision process division of you allowed you to do that as you play. If you have a corporation today, look at Secretary of State. Find out exactly it sees the corporation, it sees you. They sue it, they sue you. When I was a kid, they said put your ducks in a row. The reality is I designed it for them. Now understand your corporation is sued, they sue you. I think that kind of sucks. The line of defense is very personal and very, very important for all of you, is to create a line of defense. You don't want to bring the pain home. Now, here's a $100 million building across the street from South Coast Plaza Mall. Here's a $1 million Lamborghini, a $5 million mansion, and a race boat that costs $1 million as well. I obtained these. My goal is, why didn't you, is my question. See, this is the United States of America Incorporated. So I like goodies. You like goodies yet? I like holding people's hand. My favorite are the ones I get to coach and get them to million to billion, because that's always fun. But again, the goal is to make people at least a millionaire getting the credit. So if you let me add you to my system, I can show you how to obtain that property as well. That's 1.5 million. So you have to look at your goals. You got to break them down. You got to think about how many days are left of the year and the countdown. Next, we got to think about, I've been doing this for 45 years, helping people like you in person or online. So Friday this week, I have a specialty class. So Friday, I'm doing a goal setting and a specialty Friday and Saturday, both at 8:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Now, the nonprofit is very simple. I would like you to think about a nonprofit corporation, all right, because you get all this, money from the state, federal government, and grant stuff as well. Now, it's $4.99 for the class. You get to either one or both. If during this broadcast you Zelled $1.99 during the broadcast only, then you'll get the $1.99 fee. You'll get to go to either one or both. You're going to get, if you did it Zelle during the broadcast, you're going to get a phone call with me, because after that, I'd like to talk to you about the exemption. From there, I'm going to give you a free nonprofit. Okay, you'll just pay your little filing fee. Mine, when I was 10, is $10. Now they're 30. Oh, well. So again, it's a Zelle, Ray Reynolds recipient, ray@rayscredit.com. You put RW in your Zelle, your name and your phone number too. Now, I'm a visionary. I want to change the world. I want to do and help billions of people. I got 941 goals to glorify and show them what God has given me. Very simple. As we play, I'd like you to write down credit, loan, and money. Because if we take 100,000, we leverage it 3 in reference and times 5, we tend to want to do one thing. Corporation is going to have $1.5 million up to that. It has a division for a restaurant franchise. It has an apartment complex. We build a line of defense. We let a third party manage this because you become an investor. And what happens is you build financial freedom. What you're actually doing is what you didn't do. You did not build residual income. And there's your biggest problem. You didn't get to the point you get 1,000 a month, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, and build it up and away. I built residual income since I was 17 because I always want money coming in no matter what happens. When you basically come out of hell and you want to get past that, you never want to be broke again. The reality is, if you want 100,000 on my dashboard, what I do is I add your name, corporate divisions. That allows me to do what part of a daisy chain process and add you to a card, and I do separate billing when I get you a card. And that's the ultimate goal. If you want 100,000 today, it's simple. All right, I'll add a card. I usually charge you 10%. And usually it's $10,000. Today you can get it discounted for $39.99 if it was done during the broadcast. It's a Zelle. Simple. I got a master's package. This one, there's all kinds of pieces. All right. The bottom line is, because there's 18 divisions, there's literally 12 months of rapid rescore analyzations. We got to work hand in hand on a phone call and almost on a weekly basis. So here what happens, simple. Now this is $100,000 because I'm getting you $1 million, but I'm also giving you 45,000 of bonuses, the pieces you're missing. Again, very simple. If you paid in full, it's 50,000. You get a 50% discount. No bonuses needed, it's 30,000. Or you put 10,000 down and 1,000 a month to maintain for the bonus I give you, and on top of that, you pay 10% of every card I get you. So therefore, you get up to that $100,000 of credit to $1 million. You can break it down into 4 payments of $2,500. Okay, very simple to do. Now the coaching package, this is only for 10 people that are serious, that want to get to $5 to $10 million. Okay, this is this year. Next year, you're stuck with me. Real estate, franchise, storage units. The goal is to get residual income, to stop having the same rerun, building up to $50,000 a month of income, at least. And then we want a daisy chain credit you have where we get you up to $5 million. The goal here is to do the blueprinting in person or through Zoom. Very simple. From there, talking to the creditors, building it up, daisy chaining the credit. Very simple. Okay, it is 30,000 if you want to do payments. 5,000 down, and you do basically payments for 30,000. If you pay in full, it's 25,000. And want to be asked, yes, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I offered on a Saturday. If it was Zelled or wired today, they would have got it for 15,000, but nobody did that. So that's off the table. All right, simple. I only did it because we had a lack in sales that week. Simple. Because me giving a year and a half of my life for someone for 15,000, 25,000 is cheap anyway. So again, that's the way it works. Very simple. It is a Zelle bank transfer wire deposit. Simple. I like simple. So if we look at what you did yesterday, what did you do? Did you look in the mirror? Did you put yourself in check? In other words, on every Monday at 6:12 in the morning, I get a list for the repos of cars, boats, houses, and apartment complexes and duplexes. And I go to all the auctions and the government auction sites too. Probate list, divorce list, bankruptcy list. From there, supply and vendor credit. So I'd like you to think about your corporation have at least $1 million of credit to the corp in each division, checkbook money, and supply and vendor money. But that's up to you. If you allow me to push you hard enough, by the time you turn around, you got about a $10 million company. Okay, but the biggest problem I always have is you. Don't think, just do. The goal is to make you a money-making machine, and that's the goal. Let's say today you wanted to sell products, and we've got you what's called supply credit, vendor credit, up to $1 million, and that's no problem to do. Next thing, I'd call it OPM money, because that's what I did as a kid, Dun and Bradstreet. From here, you can sell products on Amazon and eBay. Simple. So I'm going to talk about goodies and things that we do. The coaching or the phone calls are the key thing to getting you past that $1 million. All right, but maybe you'll be fat and happy at $1 million. The answer should be no. God's gift, mansions in the harbor, goodies, race boats, yachts. I put my name on them to promote RayReynoldsUniversity.com and to let you know I obtained them really, which I didn't have to take a picture of somebody else's goodies. So let's understand today. I like goodies. Me, I accomplished all my goals. I have everything I want if I wanted to go get it. It's simple. For me, there I am, 1981, fastest and highest kick on the planet. So just to let you know, white men do jump, but there's stupid people who say we don't. Next, we get cat kick out the lights at night, which I did. Wherever you come from, you can reach your goals is the bottom line. So it's like one of my first cars was a Quintos Lamborghini. From there, I don't hear no. No to me means I don't know how. All right, I'll find a way. From there, you have 1,000 steps to millionaire. All right, I'd like you to figure out how to leave a legacy of something, not just a memory and a little piece of something. I'd like you to think about irrevocable trust and UCC1. Your house has a deed of trust, your car has a pink slip. The assets in the house or office should be on a UCC1, register the basically county recorder's office, turn it into a chattel mortgage. Tie it to your irrevocable trust today. That way you know where your goodies go when you're dead. You have to plan that too. What they did is they left a legacy for their children to take over. I think that's what screwed up the world. While there's divorce and families are all broken up, we didn't train the family to be a legacy. All right, and that's what I think you need to do. But again, I plan the problem, I plan to live, I plan to die. But that's just me. Now, this diagram in front of you, write it down, please. Bank of America's corporate office, they have bankrupt 5,000 locations. Chase Bank, US Bank, Wells Fargo. We look at Sam's Club, they've done the same thing. We look at Geico, we look at cities. So the reality is they don't bring the pain home like you. So your goal should be to stop bringing the pain home in the first place, become a certified CFO, and reprogram your brain to millionaire status. The blueprint I started when I was 9.5 years old. I call it see it, believe it, go get it. So I want you to think about the 5 things you need today. I pray you have your tablet and pen ready to write it down too, because you're treading water and playing it safe. Number 1, you need a real 750 score, not a care credit and not a first premier. You need literally corporation with divisions. You need $1 million of credit, checkbook money, and supply and vendor money too. And then from there, those are things you need for your foundation. Please write it down. From there, the corporation with the entities. So the ultimate goal is your corp should manage these so that way you stop bringing the pain to you and the corporation. You can put your ducks in a row. You can repackage your life and let me do it for you under the corporate umbrella. As we play the game, I have a radio show, TV show next year. I will not be around 6 days a week anymore. I help rich and famous people all the time. They tend to listen better than most of you. Sorry to say, but it's true. So what did you do? You had your kitchen table meeting. That means you sit down at the kitchen table, started a business, honey. Well, that sounds good. But what happened in most of it, you jacked up your cards, you got stuck, you couldn't get any more, and you couldn't run up dilly squat. And then you haunt your house. I'm sorry, I call that silly and dumb. What you should think about is never bringing the pain home, the ultimate goal. So we write down today's day, we project 90 working days. You'll fall down 1,000 times, you're going to win 10. I wrote Winning the Game of Business 45 years ago. When I was doing the real estate flippity dippity doos, creating residual income, I put on page 6, cash flow, free up your time. Ultimate goal. So that's the ultimate thing. And here's me in my life. It's amazing. In 2009, we're millions and billions, helping people 6 days a week. No problem. Wife wants to take out a yacht. Why not? Next day, I get to die in a coma. She goes to our office, and one technology driver over on Spectrum, she sees Ron stealing my books and CDs. They found out I was going to die. Tom sold my websites and my phone numbers. Never called some phone number on any CD. He sold them to a porn site. So if you want a copy of the books and CDs that I sold at the Bonaventure for $5,000 a set, they're yours today for 99 bucks. That covers shipping and handling. So the bottom line is make sure you always take a picture. Zelle, Ray Reynolds recipient, ray@rayscredit.com. You put RW and what you Zelle for, and if you're going to ship books, put your address and your phone number too. Very simple to do. You can also call the office at 800-254-9506. If you don't have a specialist, you can be assigned to one, or you can ask for the floor manager, all right, which is Santos or Scott. They'll help you too. From there, starting a business, running a business, you don't know if the people around you are going to knock you off the cliff, they're going to catch you, or you're going to die. Hold your breath a little bit, please. Me, I learned to read at 2.5 years old. I didn't learn to read, I learned to memorize words because I have this recall thing in my brain. And then I had to learn to spell it. But I get up every morning at 2:25. All right, why? If I got up at 2:30, the abuser would get me. So I've been doing this all my life. So I get up this morning at 2:25. I go to my knees, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. I've been doing my mirror test since I was a little boy. I had to put myself in check. I didn't get a family or mommy and a daddy. I get to live in hell. Your problem is you listen to your friends and family most of the time. I think they cloud your direction. That's just my opinion. From there, July 4, 2009, that's one of my 3 yachts in the backyard. Wife wants to take one of them out. The group of people. I get to die, hear what's going on in the room. Kind of weird. But again, a tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA. Nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. From there, Jesus gave me a choice to stay in peace or go back. So again, my example is understand, if you want to feel sorry for yourself, that's 3 minutes or less. I had to move 24 times. I'm 11.5 years old. I've been shot basically twice and knifed 6 times. I have no excuse, neither do you. So the reality is I believe I'm God's true example for every one of you. I do have a book coming out this year, Jesus is Not a Drive-Through. See, being a Christian's a way of life, not a moment in time. I have another one called Bite Your Tongue, Love Longer. I am basically fighting the monster within. And bullshit doesn't pay your bills. From there, fighting the pain. Very simple. So I believe you're all stuck. Let's get you past go and get you unstuck. I can show you Lamborghinis with my name on it, goodies too, and Duffys and mansions, and how white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. More Lamborghinis, race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Docks, yachts, and Ferraris. I call this Ray's Rules because I want to show you the truth. It'll set you free. But I created my first blueprint at 9.5. I call it See It, Believe It, Go Get It. So credit repair, sorry to say, it's a fraud. If you believe they have a magic wand, it's real. That's called stupid, by the way. So credit repair is a fraud. I don't say it. The Federal Trade Commission tells you every day. They can't even collect money up front, but they do. So the reality is if you have bad debt, you have to negotiate the debt. Why don't you write down section 611, find out what you can do for yourself. And then if you have an open collection account, negotiate the debt, man up, woman up, be responsible. TRW always stood for the reports wrong. Thomas Raymond Worbridge in '96 became a Spherian. When I designed this for Yarborough years ago, all cards use 29% rule but 2, good, fair, or no. So the NACB certified me. So the reality is if you negotiate your debt today, you put all cards but 2 at 25, 29%, a rapid rescore, you're going to be able to, you'll realize you have a 750 score. Then you can turn around and learn the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. Reality is 25 steps for you today, very simple to understand. Intuit Credit Karma, they bought it December 3rd, 2020. Remember, Credit Karma got indicted for $3 million too, because they kind of falsely advertised a lot. But again, there's no phone number to help you. As we play the game, what I'd like to do for every one of you is to analyze your credit right away, show you exactly how to get to the 750, hold your hand, call your case number on Saturday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, the ultimate goal. Here's the form none of you paid attention to, sorry to say. It says name to be shown on card, full name at birth other than above, name to use. Again, an SS5 form equals SSN in 1040. You have a Social Security card in your personal wallet, get it out now. Read it because it's not yours. It'll say do not laminate, don't carry with you, and it'll say don't use for ID purposes, and it basically property of such administration, not you. You were assigned this number for your 1040 tax return. That's all it's for, not for credit purposes. Next, you got a paycheck years ago. You thought that company ripped you off. And they pointed out to you the IRS gets your cut, you get the leftover. That's what makes us a bunch of ducks and sheep. The reality is how we play the game and play to win. So I'm always going to say look at irs.gov and look at the 1244 so you can basically file a single filing for you and the corporation and almost not pay tax anymore. Again, your personal life should be a break even, and I'll coach you how to do that too. And balancing that debt is crucial. So you can quit doing this to your credit, screwing it up. Through me, you're going to learn rules and tools. Here we go again. SSN, tax. We get the leftover. SS4, no taxes due till we have leftover. See, understanding the 1244 and understand what you can do and play by the rules, you could actually win the game. Repackage your SSN. That way you're basically CFO for the corp and the divisions. Mastering the SS4, and I'll show you how to do that too. Choose wisely and be a double CFO. Put your ducks in a row under the same corporate umbrella. We can play. Now the next thing is the SS5 form you didn't pay attention to. Now I want you to look at the SS4 because the problem you didn't pay attention to that too and dissect it 26 different ways. It says legal name of entity. That's the bank, grocery store, of the city, or individual person. Your name could be on line 1. Next thing you can learn to play, it says banking and credit purposes, 1 per every entity. Again, your corp should only do 4 things. Buffer tax, corporate credit write-off, fleet car, free buffet. That's it. Your division should be your line of defense and your ducks, and they're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price, and create credit reports and separate liability for real estate. So I want you to remember, and hopefully you wrote those down because you can't take a picture. You got to put it here. Your divisions are your line of defense. Let me build your corporate umbrella for you up to $1 million. And some of you, I want to build you 5 to 10 million. You're not liable, and that's the ultimate goal. So if you basically understand, I want you to play by the rules. That means you go to class, you don't fall in your want, and you let me hold your hand, and we make sure you understand you violate. Don't jack up cards. If you do, you'll crash your rapid rescore. I got to charge you fee or close your case. Please don't screw up. From there, you have an open collection account. Negotiate the debt, please. You can't rip off your creditor. From there, IRS has a form too, in case you have a problem with them. It's called 656 433 A and B. So as we play step number 3. So let's understand today, if you want that 750 score, all you got to do is the following thing. Let me analyze your credit, rapid rescore, push the score up, create more. And I'll show you how I did this client in 3 days. I got him 96 points. and we created green lights. So understand something. You will be guaranteed a 750. If you listen, you go to class, you listen, and you do what you're told to do. A 750 score is guaranteed. From there, she's a nice lady. She got a 651. I asked her why you're using half your cards. She said her attorney, CPA, and banker told her to. I told her she was listening to Dumb, Dumb, and Dumber. You see, when you balance your debt or rapid rescore, I got her an 801. This client, nice people, they went to a bankruptcy attorney and they sold them a bankruptcy. I asked, what do you think they're going to sell you, a pickle or a banana? You see, if you go to a bankruptcy attorney for questions and answers, they sold you what they want to sell you. By the way, they didn't need a bankruptcy. The sad thing is this, if they're not going to garnish your wages or steal your house through court, I'll tell you never file bankruptcy. There's always a better way, but that's up to you. I had to start their credit over again and give them a $500 card unsecured. This family's got 11 collection accounts. I got them 3,000 to balance their debt. From there, if we rebuild your credit, rapid rescore, our focus is for you and us to work together, all right, up to 6 days a week live. And what happens is you can go to class on Saturday. We charge $9.99, $1,000. Well, we get you a $1,000 card back to reimburse you. Don't worry, nobody does this on the planet besides me. From there, I discount it to $4.99 during the broadcast, and then the card becomes $500. If you want a corporation package, we call it starter. I've been giving corporations for free for 45 years. From there, I give them the tax ID, offsets, and everything else. They just pay a little filing fee because I don't want people to spend thousands on this. It makes no sense. Rebuild the credit, rapid score, articles, offsets, tax ID free if you don't have them. If you do, we'll build what you got. Set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday. You're stuck with me. So as we do this, I charge you $9.99, but I'm going to give you $5,000 cash card back to you, 5 times your investment. If you want $25,000, then you basically Zelle over $24.99. That'll give you 5 times your money back too. What is our goal? Analyze, add history, start popping credit right away. And rebuild, you go to class, you learn to be a certified CFO. That's the ultimate goal. Now that's during the broadcast, so you need to Zelle, or call the office right away at 800-254-9506. Now here's another problem you got. I want to rebuild your life. Do you understand that yet? You're a voter probably like me. They sell the voting list 412 times a year. From there, you have a cable bill, you got a corporation, you're on the national mailing list, on the robocall list too. Why don't you call 888-567-8688 and opt out for 5 years and get off that list? The number's right in front of you. From there, there's step number 4. So as we play this game today, remember I'd tell you flat out, plan the problem. You already let a friend and family member rip you off, spent thousands of crap, didn't work. We take our cards, we put that sticky. We have our discipline, and we have what is a discipline? Line of defense. But what happens with most of you, because you didn't know the rules and tools, 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. All cards but 2 use that. So you can balance your debt today, learn step number 5, and never bring the pain home again. But the problem is most of you keep doing this crap. That's got to stop. Then the excuse is, Ray, I got an emergency. Then you use the right damn cards. You max them up to $1 million. As long as you maintain the payment, your score never drops ever again. For the rest of your life, you'll maintain a 750 score. From there, what happens to most of you when you lose your job, have an emergency? You run out of time, you run out of money. You jack up your cards in 42 days and you tell everybody you feel sorry for you. I don't think anybody cares. So you got to stop this crap. You need 5,000 now. Good. Ask your friends, your family, the bank. They're going to tell no anyway because you needed it. This is a $5,000 card. If I max it out, the payment is $50 a month. The average person wastes $50 every other day. From there, you waste $140 a week, they say. That's $600 a month. If I take $50,000 off a corporate credit card, the payment is $612.26. During a pandemic, I could buy 2 pizza restaurants with a drive-through, using some common sense. Simple. Now, white men do jump, just stupid people say we don't. Nixon took the gold standard out. I want you to write down Ray's rules. If you do what I tell you to do, that's 71,000 of safety, 29% utilization. Now write down divisions, the only thing you're willing to sacrifice. Write it down. All right? You brought the pain home to you and your family. That's not acceptable. And I don't know why the hell you did it, but I want to get you past go. The only thing you're allowed to screw up from now on is a division, not the corp, not your family. You got to knock off this crap. You're supposed to be a grown-up. It's about time we get to be grown-up. The only thing you get to screw up from now on is a division. Never the corp, never your family. Have your cake and eat it too. Raise rules. Number 7, simple. Become a certified CFO. Never bring the damn pain home. I understand. Why did you bring the pain home in the first place? Now there's me in a coma. I get to die and come back and help you. Google the address to find out I'm telling you the truth. Simple. 2 comas. One I was crippled. Jesus said, get up, got up, freaked him out. Last one I got to die, come back and play with you. See, the devil's trying to knock us down and hold us back. But God's delays, they're not God's denials. I like to repackage you like Humpty Dumpty. So understand that corporations, a legal person, may sue or be sued. But the reality is simple. The lack of knowledge makes people do stupid things. You're not stupid. Half of you are friggin' lazy. Divisions give you the line of defense. And if you don't do it my way, good luck, because your way so far sucks. You know it's true. I like to build you a corporate umbrella. I like to get you the tax ID, set up your credit reports, spare and trend you in an Equifax, and give you cash credit. I like to line you up for some checkbook money to get the American dream. 9 divisions is up to $1 million. 41 is up to $5 million. If you have a corporation today, go on the Secretary of State's website. You'll see your name as the incorporator. You're on the officer's list or the statement of information. And 87% of you probably use your home address. It's called stupid. Why would you let them put you on the national mailing list and robocall list? Change it to a mailbox, etc. Put your ducks in a row. That's what they said when I was a kid. I had to teach the grown-ups then, and now I get to teach you. They sue you, corp, they sue you, you're a duck and a sheep, and that sucks. Line of defense. Save your family and your assets too. See, this is pathetic. This is stupid. I lost my job. I got 2 kids. Nobody gives a shit. Okay? He should get his butt to the church to get some food, go drive an Uber and a Lyft. Hey, don't tell me about this crap. I was homeless. I was using abuse at 3 years old, eating out of a friggin' trash can. When I came out of that damn coma, they stole my million and my billions. What did I do? Go home and go boohoo. I didn't have a home. Sold my wedding ring, my Rolex, my necklace, my bracelet. $16,400. And I got a corporation. I rebuilt it. And I built $1 million of credit in less than 6 weeks. I don't stay down like you. Why do you? I don't get it. So this is called stupid. This man needs to get a job and work for himself through the corporation and build it up and away. But again, I like what I created, daisy chaining of credit, 1 card to 9 more. And checkbook money too. We get to play if you want to learn to play. I invented daisy chain of credit as well. Now divisions are simple. I add history, get you 3 divisions, usually for $14.97, build you the corporate umbrella, and you can basically add to that up to $1 million. They're $14.97. All right, if you Zell now, RW, or call 800-254-9506. Simple to do. See, I like goodies. I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. When I ate out of a trash can at 3 years old and they walked by the pier, they looked at me like I was a piece of shit. Nobody gave a damn about me. I had a choice. All right, suffer, feel sorry for myself, or get out of hell. I like getting out of hell. Simple. Harley rides, love ride, goodies. So your goal should be $1 million of credit cards and $5 million of checkbook money. I don't know why you haven't done it yet. You can play, and I'll teach you, and I'll do most of the work for you anyway. So making a money-making machine. How about we sell products on Amazon and eBay for $100,000 to $1 million of supply and vendor credit? Simple. People do it every day. So understand, if I get you rebuilt here, the goal is getting the corporation. So we get a green card times 9. We get to basically B of A times 9. The Wells Fargo times 9. We want to get Chase times 9. We want to get Gold times 9, up to $5 million in the other 5 cards. But at the same time, we want to get some checkbook money. The banks will give you up to unsecured credit up to $500,000, but you build it up and away. They want you to be in business for 2 years, same ownership. So here's 5 banks that I like for checkbook money. But again, that's up to $5.4 million. The ultimate goal, and the goal is you understand how to play. So let's understand today. All right, I got specialty classes that are every Saturday, all right, at 8:30 in the morning. This week I'm doing them Friday and Saturday because usually on Saturday what happens is, all right, it's full and people get disappointed. I can't get in, Ray. So I'm doing it both days. Simple. This Saturday's class, and if you're not in specialties, it's $999 for 90 days in rotation, all specialty classes. This Saturday, this Friday, I am doing nonprofit. All right, we're going to go in the nonprofit because this is a way that a corporation can work in conjunction and you actually get grant money, city money, and all kinds of things. So if you just want the one classes, normally I would have charged you $499. Okay, we're going to talk about the 501c3 exemption. All right, here's the way you get city, state, and federal grant money. Okay, and there's to go under the corporate umbrella. Next, you can think about nonprofit, not for profit. You see, they announced on May 10th this year that people who are doing these basically 4 programs here are making 10 times, all right, literally 4 to 10 times what a McDonald's makes. Okay, you understand, food delivery, the food banks give you the food to deliver. Oh, the car is simple. Hertz, rent cars, they have to give away the cars because they're going to battery. And they want to give it to a nonprofit with an exemption. So this today, now, during this broadcast only, if you want to go Friday, Saturday, or both, it's normally $499. All right, if you Zelle $199 during this broadcast only, all right, you will get it for $199. I will give you 2 bonuses, a phone call with me, so we go over the exemption basically after the class, and from there, I will hand you a free nonprofit. You pay a little filing fee. If it is Zelled $199 now. If you don't do it, then you blew it. It's on you. From there, the goal is to get basically cash credit because it's borrow money. If you take borrow money to invest into a product and buy your income, you don't pay tax. So you should understand about your cake and eat it too. Ray's rules. Become a certified CFO, never bring the pain home. If I gave you a check for $1 million today, what would you do with the check? You'd probably put it in your personal account. I call that silly and dumb. I would have put it into the corporation, leverage it to 15 million, paid all the bills first, pay tax on the leftover. No leftover, doesn't seem to be any tax. The United States of America Incorporated, they took 50 corps, called them states. States and corps called them cities. They invented Chapter 9 bankruptcy in the Federal Protection Act. Case blankets the fam. You could have did the same thing too and not brought the pain home. But you brought the pain home. As long as you have no intent to do fraud. So the goal today is let's Google bankruptcy because it's got SN and SS4. Who's going to be the duck when the blanket's the fan of your life again? Ultimate goal. So let's play. So if you let me add you to my credit system, I can get you up to $1 million. Okay. The reality is that's just a basic program to the million. I'd like to get you to 5 to 10, to be honest with you. But again, I need you to follow through, go to class, and don't fall in your what. So your starter package is simple, rebuild, all right, rapid, articles also texted free if you don't have them, set up level 1, all right, and basically from there, and it's $999 and you invest, you get $5,000 of credit back, 5 times your investment. $24.99, you get $25,000 of credit. We get to analyze you, add history, start popping credit right away. And you'll learn to be a certified CFO. That's the ultimate goal. It's a Zell now, or you call the office right away. Beat your doubt, run your race. In other words, get out of my way while I rebuild you, please. Let me do it my way. Getting past go because I think you're all stuck. God's gift, the mansions in the harbor, race boats and yachts, saying RayReynoldsUniversity.com, helicopters, Lamborghini, buildings. Now, I'd like you to change your driver's license to P.O. Box, mail, and address for more privacy, but that's up to you. Why don't we look at the car you drive today? The one you let him sweat you for 5 hours, lose 20, 30,000, and up to 9 inquiries. That's not how you buy a car. You should buy a car at fleet price tax ID division. Simple. You lose the house and the car, what happens next? They report it to the IRS as a 1099-C, and now you got shitty credit and double shitty credit with an IRS problem. Never put 2 people on the loan, please. But that's up to you as I teach you how to play the game and win. Every registered owner of a car should be a division. If not, it's you. So when they sue the registered owner, they get to sue you. And that kind of sucks. You need to plan the problem. ultimate goal. So today, every piece of property you get should be a division. You don't know which renter, tenant is going to slip, fall, and sue you and screw you up. Your house payment should offset your taxes. So understand, Amazon did not pay tax on the first 10 billion, and they're sure not paying tax on double trillion today. They're playing the game. They know how to play. There's no loophole. He took Twitter and he bought it in 24 hours with a line of credit. I think he's twiddly-dee and twiddly-dumb. You screwed up Twitter. It's the #1 dashboard out there in the first place. Now we're going to X mark the spot. I think it was stupid. That's just my opinion. But he's got a spaceship. So does the other guy have a spaceship too? All right, we get to play the game. We get to win. Why don't we join the club and win the battle too? That's step 15 for you. So let's understand about Apple Computer. In 97, they were bankrupt, out of friggin' business. Bill Gates was indicted 4 times. All right, they called him, make him a monopoly. Kind of like, Google today's in court yesterday today because they got indicted. Okay, but so did Wells Fargo and the banks too. What else is new? And our dinosaur president's getting indicted too. Should have been a long damn time ago. What did Mr. Gates do? He wrote a check for $150 million of a line of credit. Then he gave them the bill to pay the payments. See, borrow money is not taxable. You can learn to play the game if you want to. But again, you got to understand how to play. But that's up to you. Run your life through a corporation or a conjunction. Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. See, your paycheck's taxable income. And that means you pay the car payment, gas, registration, insurance. I'd be yelling no if I was you, driving a company car starting today and do it my way. Step 17. Well, let's think about this. Let's get an SS4. All we got to do is go to the irs.gov. The form will say banking and credit purposes. You never had to bring the pay home in the first place. I don't understand why you did. See, you didn't have to be a duck and a sheep. Reality is like mama here. In 71, Nixon took the gold standard out. Every hospital handed a form to mama called SS5 SSN for the baby, so you can bond the baby up to $35 million apiece. See, everything to me is rules and tools. All right? You buy a house, that's your close homestead trust. You have a house not in a trust, when they sue you, they kind of screw you up, take it away. And when you're dead, your family gets stuck in probate and they get diddly squat. Oh, you fix up a property and you hire the contractor that hires the subcontractor outside Home Depot. Oh, goody. What happens when they slip and fall? They slip and fall and sue you and screw you up too. And then basically my way, they get diddly squat. I like diddly squat, don't you? Maybe you'll think about irrevocable trust today, step 19. We get to play 6 more to go. So if you are not paying tax and doing tax returns, I'm sorry, you're a crook. Your stupidity, you ought to just go to prison. Like Wesley Snipes did for 3 years, $5 million fine. Could you imagine this famous actor literally goes to prison because his idiot CPAs and attorneys are that stupid? Okay, who paid the price? He did. So the reality is, guess what? You can't play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. If you tried it, get back to IRS form S656 433A and B, irs.gov. Get your butt back in the system where it belongs. Now you could learn to be an OPM. That's saving up to 70%. Basically, your bill's doing up to basically 90 days. So what happens next is simple. We could take $200,000 from an escrow, leverage it 15 million, borrow money's not taxable, and create a line of defense. By the way, that's step 21 called blackjack. You get to win. Oops, and that again. So understand, here's my office, 2009. One technology drive, Irvine Spectrum. Very simple, up to $1 million a day, 3 locations in other states too. But I took everything I had in 2009 coming out of that coma. They stole my life. What am I going to do? Go home and go boohoo like you? Hell no. I took out my blueprint, see it, believe it, go get it. I took out my 5 closet divisions and I built another $1 million of credit. Why would I ever stay down like you? And why do you do it? Look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. 1,000 steps to millionaire. 45 years helping people. If you're not at Fridays or Saturdays or both class specialty for a nonprofit, it's just plain dumb. Your state, city, and federal government hand you free money, grant money, properties, all kinds of goodies. But again, if you want, if you sell during this broadcast only, it is $199. It's a giveaway for you. From there, you're going to get a phone call with me after the class, and then I'm going to give you a nonprofit for free, as long as you pay your filing fee. Simple. It's a Zell, now. Times are waiting. If you don't do it right away, you're going to miss your opportunity. credit, loan, and money, financial freedom, residual income on a monthly base, and build up 1,000 to 50 to 100,000 a month. You want 100,000? Simple. I'll add history to you, corp divisions, and I'll pop cards off of my history for you. From there, I normally charge $10,000. All right, 10% for 100,000. Today, if you Zelle $39.99 now, you'll get the 60% discount. But if you don't do it during the broadcast, you blew it. You'll have to call the office and you'll pay $10,000. Simple. The Masters program. This got a lot of pieces. This is 18 divisions and all kinds of stuff that they need to do for you. We got to put Humpty Dumpty together my way. This is your do-it-yourself kit. No, this is me doing it with you or for you. But it's 100,000 for $1 million. You get 45,000 in bonuses. All right, your choice is you can pay in full, say 50%, 30% no bonuses needed. You can put 10,000 down. You can break that into 4 payments of 2,500. There's only 4 more openings anyway, then we're done. I'm not going past that because I can't. There's no extra time to do all that, all right, during this program. And you pay 1,000 a month and your balance is 10% on every card I get you. But again, there's only 4 openings for this. There were 3, now there's 4. Private coaching. This is a program I used to sell for 100,000 in 2008. We go into real estate, franchise, current business, whatever you want to do in business, but the goal is to stop having reruns, build a residual income up to 50,000 a month, daisy chain credit, blueprinting in person or online. Okay, it's up to you if you fly in or not. Some people fly in, some don't. But then we work on all the things to build your credit up to 5 million. And we teach you how to daisy chain it. And we talk to the creditors too. But again, this program is $30,000 if you make payments, 5,000 down, and then you make payments on the balance as you go through the program. Or it's basically paid in full, 25,000. And yes, a week ago on a Saturday, I offered it one day, which I regret because it was you Zelle, you basically do it today and make a deposit. It was offered one day. Nobody did it. I only did it because the sales team didn't have their numbers that week. I don't put money in something. I make sure I create the money. So the reality is it's 25 paid in full or it's broken down into payment. There's how it works. There's bank transfer, deposit, or wire. We only have a couple openings for that. Once it's done, that's it for me for next year. So if you're not in that program, next year, you're going to basically do whatever you can this year, but you're on your own from now on. It's a Zelle, bank transfer, deposit. If you're serious, Zelle $1,000, say I want one. All right, if you don't, then it's going to pass you by. The goal is a corporation's a legal person, may sue or be sued. Divisions are your line of defense. The only way to make sure you don't bring the pain home. 9 divisions up to $1 million, 41 up to $5 million. From there, each division with history added. The goal is $4.99 each, 3 for $14.97. Again, Zelle, or call the office right away. What are you willing to lose? Are you willing to lose family? I didn't have a family. You have no idea, and you have nobody in the world besides you. You didn't have a trash can. Nobody gave a shit about me. Okay? Didn't care about living and die. They walk by and even had a trash can and didn't even want to help. Corporation, they sue that, they sue you. Division process, understand something. All right, that's how we all get to win. We get checkmate. All right, the bottom line is you get to play, and you don't bring the pain to the corp or your family ever again. Reaching the dream, think to be the impossible. Raise rules, making millionaires in corps and divisions, train and then be a certified CFO. Priceless. I'm the only one on the planet that does what I do and knows what I know. So guess what? Never have joint credit. It's just in the way. You buy a house, that's your close homestead trust. Corporations are free. You pay a little filing fee. You get your divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, and you set up your line of defense, raise rules way, getting cash credit to write off all the goodies and get rid of your excuses. Excuses don't put food on the table. So if all you want me to do is basically rebuild your life at step 24 to get you 750, okay. All I have to do is analyze you, all right, tell you what needs to be done, do a wrap or rescore. I can get anybody to 750. If you want me to rebuild it for you, it's $9.99 each, and it's $5,000 card back to you. Reimburse yourself. But during the broadcast, it's $500, $4.99 to give you $500 a card. That way you get something positive reporting to that. Starter package is rebuild the credit, of course, to be a CFO. Articles also as tax ID are free. If you don't have them already, set up in level 1. Very simple to do. $9.99, $5,000 of credit back to you, 5 times your investment. $24.99 is $2,500 cash credit back to you. All right, 5 times your investment again. Analyze you, add history, start popping credit right away. And the ultimate goal is you learn to be a certified CFO. The goal is those things that are offered right there. It means you need to Zell or call the office 800-254-9506 now to get that bonuses and all those goodies too. If you give me referrals, I'll build more credit. If you want 10%, that referral better name your name when they sign up. If not, they blew it for you. That's why I give you my email address too. So that way you get credit for the one you sign up. So we look at the corporation and the entities. Banks, they bankrupt locations called branch numbers. You got the banks, you got Geico, you got Cities, you got Sam's Club. They do this in front of you, and your goal should be to stop bringing the pain home. Become a certified CFO. All right, and understand to reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Look behind the curtain. Stop bringing the pain home. The ultimate goal is very simple. If you sit doing the same damn thing, that's the results that you get, an empty chair. So understand, act like the building's on fire every minute of the day. And if you do that, you can stop the reruns. They'll stop right away. It's up to you. We got to stay safe and strong. We do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. And we never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all. Your choice right now is the Zell opportunity that's right in front of you. If you do not, call the office 800-254-9506. This is my last and final year. Very simple. My radio TV show next year and my coaching program only. That's all I'm going to do for next year. If you're not in the coaching program, all right, you're on your own. This year, let's get as much as I can do for you. It's very simple to do. From there, again, we do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And at the end of the day, we never forget that God loves us all.